Hey there everyone, my name's Jenna. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have another round of designer dupes for you all, and if you're unfamiliar with these types of videos, basically we find these high-end designer products and then we source much more affordable lookalikes so you're still able to get that high-end look in your space just on a budget. So I have my laptop here and you guys know I like to insert photos on both sides of the screen so we kind of feel like we're online shopping together, and I also love to give styling tips and decorating ideas as we talk about the products. So hopefully you can get some fun decorating inspiration for your own space from this video. It's a good round of dupes today, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so before I show you all our first piece, I just want to talk about this color that has become very trendy lately. Lots of designers are using it, and it's like this burgundy brown red color, and I think it's so beautiful. It really helps to warm up a space, but it still feels earthy and it still feels colorful. It's just this really charming color that fits into a lot of different design styles. So a great way to incorporate this trend into your space without color drenching your room or adding in an expensive piece of furniture is just to add in a little decor piece. So we have this 512 tray by Lulu in Georgia, and this is priced at $215, and it's really beautiful with all of the veining in there and the pretty scalloped detail, but $215 is a little bit pricey. So we're actually going to go on over to Target, and we have this 12-inch marble tray, and this guy is only $35. So this doesn't have the same scallop detail, but it does have a very overall similar look, and I actually bought this because I loved it so much. I figured it'd look really nice just styled on our coffee table. I want to use it to hold our marble coasters, a little candle, and our candle snuffer and wick trimmer. This would also be great as a little catch-all, maybe on an entryway table, or you could also use it in a kitchen just to style some things like a little lamp or a recipe book or salt and pepper shakers, an oil cruet, stuff like that, just to make it feel a little bit more styled and homey and infuse that nice punch of subtle color in there. Definitely a really versatile piece, and it has a super high-end look for a really great price. Okay, so in my recent videos, I've showed you all that I'm really becoming a big fan of those little cordless touch lamps. You simply just charge them using a little cord, and then you can place them anywhere, which is so nice and convenient. You don't have to have an outlet nearby, but you still get an extra little cozy light source that helps to add to the ambiance of a space, especially somewhere like an outdoor dining table or maybe in a kitchen, like on a countertop. It really does just help to give this space a really homey styled feel, which just helps to elevate the look of those spaces. So I found this really cute Rowan cordless mini table lamp. This guy is $350 at Williams Sonoma. I loved the retro style of this because a lot of the lamps that I've been seeing, at least the cordless touch lamps, they just are a long skinny base and then they have a lampshade on them. But I really appreciate that this one's kind of different and it has like this old school retro feel to it, which just helps to add so much personality to a space. But the price tag is a little high for me personally at $350. So we're gonna go on over to Target, and we have this fluted rechargeable table lamp, and this guy is only $29.99, and it actually comes in two colors. It has a brass and a green, and I actually purchased the brass myself because I loved how it has like this old school library feel, and it just has such a cozy, unique look to it with the pretty lines and texture on the lampshade itself. And I just love the look of this lamp and how it seems like it was just plucked out of like a cozy library. And there's so many spaces that you could use this, like on a kitchen countertop, maybe on a dining table, maybe on a little bar area. I think that would look really cute. Just anywhere you want to add that cozy layered ambiance with the pretty warm light and gorgeous like vintage look and feel. Okay, so in my previous thrifting video, I showed you guys how I found that really pretty woven hurricane glass candle holder, and I actually used it as a vase in our kitchen area. And I love how versatile this piece is and how it kind of adds that pretty warmth to a space. So I did find this Tofino hurricane holder from Serena and Lily. The large is $158, so a little bit pricey. I do love how this looks out on a patio and just gives it a really cozy ambiance. The woven material is my favorite because again, it just adds that really natural, earthy element, but still infuses texture and visual interest into the decor. So like I said, the large is $158 and then the small is $102. So a little bit pricey, especially if you want to buy a set. So we're gonna go on over actually to Target, and then we have this small glass and rattan hurricane holder. This one is $11.99 currently on sale, and then the large is currently on sale for $17.99. So a very similar look. You still get that pretty woven material. You could use these as vases, you could use them as candle holders outside, but just for a fraction of the price of the Serena and Lily one. I know woven material kind of has more of a summery feel, which I do love, but also I've used woven materials throughout my winter tablescapes and my holiday tablescapes. Honestly, I think it looks great year round, and it's a very classic material, so definitely a nice one to invest in to stand the test of time. Okay, so I've mentioned many times on my channel before how I love the look of stripes. I think that they're very classic and they help to give a space a timeless feel, but also add a little bit of interest. So I've used striped pillows on places like our patio furniture. I also love to use striped pillows inside as well. Again, it's just really classic and timeless, and I think it looks very expensive. So some designer pillows that I've had my eye on recently are this Laney linen pillow. This comes in an evergreen and a rustic color, and it is priced at $128, but I think it looks really nice with that extra frilly scallop detail along the side. I think that just adds a little bit of extra visual interest and gives it more of like a tailored feminine feel, which I think is really pretty. Also, we have the Seema pillow at the Citizenry. This guy is $95. It is on sale, but similar thing. So we're gonna go on over to TJ Maxx, and we have this ruffle striped printed pillow for $19.99. So very similar look. You have that fun ruffle detail around the sides, which I just think is so charming and cute, but also you have that classic pinstripe pattern, and I like that it's in a taupe color, so it can go with lots of different color schemes. So a great deal at a fraction of the price of the designer ones, but still giving you that upscale designer look. Okay, so I've mentioned this on my channel before, but something that you can do to help elevate your space and give it a more designer feel instantly is to take the everyday items that you're gonna have to have out no matter what, things like salt and pepper, things like tissue boxes, and make them feel more aesthetic. So invest in those little pieces that look a little bit more designer, and they help to transform your space and disguise those like eyesore items that you have to have out anyway, and they make it feel really intentionally styled and aesthetic. So something that you can do that I do all over my home is get tissue box covers. And I'm not talking like a tacky tissue box cover. I'm talking about something that blends seamlessly into your decor. So at McGee & Co, we have this beautiful wicker tissue box cover for $45. And I love how this helps to make the tissue box feel so much more aesthetic, almost like it's a decor piece within itself. I love decorating with woven materials. It helps to add a warmth to your space, but it also feels natural and earthy and organic and just gives off a very calming feel. But $45 for a tissue cover is a little bit pricey. So we're gonna go on over to Amazon, and we have this one for $15.99. Still a very similar look. You still get that warm woven natural material, but it's just a fraction of the price. I think the material itself on the McGee & Co one does look very elevated and really nice, but it is on a wait list right now. So the Amazon one is a fraction of the price, and it's currently available, and this would be great because you could get these for multiple rooms and it would still be the same price as the McGee & Co one. Okay, so I've showed you all my Audrey ficus before in our living room makeovers, and a way that I keep her looking nice and healthy even though she's kind of shoved into a corner of the living room is by using a grow light. And I got one on Amazon. It was super affordable, but it just is a little bit of an eyesore, and it's fine because I'll put it out for a couple days, and then if we're having family or guests or whatever over, then I'll just like put it away in a cabinet, and then I'll pop it out when I need it, which is really nice. But I just thought it might be kind of a fun thing to invest in a more aesthetic looking grow light. So I did find this smart grow house on Modern Sprout, and it comes in brass or matte black, and it's like just this really pretty kind of like metal fixture light where you can have a mini garden, maybe like an herb garden in a kitchen if you don't get much natural light. But $250 is a little bit pricey. So this isn't an exact dupe, but it's like the same concept of an aesthetic grow light, and I went on over to Target, and right now, I hope that it's still on sale by the time this goes live, but you know, sometimes that changes, but right now it's on sale for $14.99, which is such a good deal. So I actually ended up snagging one, and I figured this would be perfect for our herbs in our kitchen, or you know, when my other little plants are just needing an extra pop of light. It looks nice because I can always leave this out. It's super aesthetic, and I love the brass color, and it looks like it's part of the plant arrangement, honestly, which I really love. I love the warmth of the brass and how that looks against like the greenery of a plant. What I actually plan to use this for in the future is my tomato plants. So I mentioned in a previous video that I've been having a lot of issues with mice and birds eating my tomatoes, and I was kind of bummed because back in North Carolina, my tomatoes would just grow. Like I could leave them out there, I would not water them, they just like sat out there and they produced so many tomatoes. Like I got so many good harvests, and then I would just freeze those and I would use them in pasta recipes, which was really fun. But out here, it's a different story. It's a lot for them to grow. I think maybe because it's so dry and hot. I water them every day. It's just a lot harder to grow out here. So I figured I would like to try to grow some indoors maybe this summer, because it does get too hot here. You know, we get like 110, 105, 107 like daily. So it's just too hot for them to survive out here. So I figured it might be kind of a fun summer experiment to use my patio tomatoes and try to grow them indoors with this grow light. So I have not found any patio tomatoes yet. I might have to wait till the fall till they're even in the stores, because obviously they probably won't do too well here if they're sitting outside in the store. But I figured eventually it'd be fun to have like an indoor tomato garden and kind of experiment with that. This guy isn't very tall, so it wouldn't work for like my Audrey ficus or anything, but still a nice thing to have, and I'm looking forward to trying out the indoor tomato garden, and I will keep you guys updated with how that goes. Also, everything from this video will be linked down below in the description box. If you want to find the links, they are all down below. They are affiliate links, meaning that I get a small commission if you do purchase through those links. It doesn't affect the price of the item, but it does help to support the channel, so feel free to use those if you want. You don't have to, but that is all down below, all of that information if you want to check it out. Okay, so next I found this Corlin table lamp. This is from Lulu in Georgia, and it is priced at $700. I really like the handle detail on this. I think that helps to add an old world feel, and I also love the shape of the lampshade and that it's more of a neutral color, so it can fit into lots of different rooms if you kind of want to switch it up and move it throughout rooms in a space. But $700 for a lamp is a little pricey for me personally. So we're gonna go on over to Wayfair, and I found this Araya table lamp for $187. And to me, this looks like almost the same exact lamp. Like, I'm not sure, but the dimensions seem to be very similar, and I love the pretty look of this lampshade on there. And I actually like the shape of this lampshade better. I love the linen look of it and how it has like that dramatic taper detail. I think that that looks really visually pleasing. So the fact that you could get this for just a fraction of the price of the other one is such a good deal. And in my opinion, I think the other one actually looks a little bit nicer. I think that juxtaposition of the rustic and the modern just looks really nice, and it's such a versatile, beautiful piece that would really help to elevate a space. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this dupe group. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support my channel, and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss my future home decorating videos. I'm very excited to get back into the kitchen makeover next, as we kind of, you know, have decided on our stain. It kind of took a while. Like a lot of you guys in the comments said, I just don't want to rush and make a decision because I'm trying to get videos out. Like, I really want to take my time, make sure I love it, and know that I took the time to make sure that I loved it. So if in the future I'm like, oh, I wish I would have done this or I would have done that, it's like, no, you spent the time and you were really sure of your decision at the time. You weren't rushing. So I want to thank you guys all for waiting on that. So that will be the next video. We'll see some more kitchen progress, which we desperately need at this house. I am living for the kitchen progress because we have been living for a long time with no cabinets. So I'm excited to share more of that with you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.